Hello everyone. Yes, we are live here on our webinar platform and also on our SME Banking TV on our YouTube channel. So welcome to our webinar. Thank you very much for joining today. Today we will speak about digital SME banking. I would like to share with you the results of our last year's studies, which we produce at the SME Banking Club within 4 topics, which are the analysis of the online banking functionalities for SME customers, mobile banking functionalities, digital SME lending, and also digital factoring for SME customers within the Central Eastern Europe region. So I will show you what were the results of the last year, and we talk a little bit about future trends and also the aspects what we would like to pay attention this year. So I will host today's webinar. My name is Olena Gryniuk. I'm a CEE director at the SME Banking Club. And before we go to the topic, just a very short organizational information. We planned this webinar for 30-40 minutes, so I will start with the presentation of the studies. But if you have your questions, on the slides or as when you have them, please type your questions in the chat, and I will answer them either during the presentation or right after. So we are recording this webinar. So after we finish, we will send you the link to the video. And I invite you to comment, to share your thoughts on the digital SME banking. To have this webinar interactive. So let's go to the topic, and the first study and the first topic that we'll start will be the online banking for SME customers. Probably our members and also our attendees who are with us for years already know that this is the study that we do on the annual basis. We cover CEE countries, which are the following: Bulgaria, Czech Republic, Hungary, Poland, Romania, Slovakia, Serbia, and Turkey. And we analyze the periods of the analysis. So last year it was autumn. This year we will do it a little bit earlier, within spring, summer, so the results will be ready for autumn. This is the scope of the banks which we analyzed for the online banking for functionalities for SMEs last year. And we analyzed 85 parameters. And I would like to mention here that this is it is only in the analysis of the functionalities, not the UX and UI, but this is definitely the topic, and I will tell you why in the next slide. So the methodology for all our studies is the following: that first of all, we check in all the information available on the banks or financial institutions website. So as a prospect or a potential SME customers could check the website and what is given there about the functionalities of all the products that banks or financial companies are offering at the market in the region. So first we check what is available on the website, maybe some videos, also sometimes some demos are available. So we do it a deck study, so from the publicly available information. And secondly, we check this data with the product managers of the financial organizations. And in the result, we have a full study with in PDF with a description of the use cases or best cases in the region, and also such an Excel table with, in this example, 85 parameters where all the banks can check what they have and what they don't, compare to the peers, and then maybe decide on the next steps. So I think the most important or interesting analysis or information that is coming from the previous years of the analysis of the online banking is first that, of course, this is the main digital channel that banks are developing for business customers, including SMEs. So not the mobile, but online banking is the primary channel. And as we see that 80% of the banks in the region digitalized daily banking transactions, meaning access to account balances, so to the account history, payments in local currency, payments in foreign currency, also different functionalities, the payments like templates, etc. Also opening and managing of the deposits accounts, foreign currency exchange module, which was actually the change of last year, that now almost 80% of the banks implemented it for business customers in online banking channels. Last year it was around 50, I mean a year before, so 2022 was 50, around 50%. So this is the function that banks were seeing as a one with the advantage and of course worth of developing. So, and with this, we can say that like the main functionality of the main function, the main features that business customers are using on their daily basis with the banks are digitalized already. So, and this became a must-have. So this is not what differentiates banks on the market anymore. And the other features that are differentiating at the moment is, for example, first, the digital customer onboarding. So the possibility to open the very first account with the bank fully digitally. So at the moment, we have 65% of the bank implemented digital onboarding. I will share with you, several minutes later, what is the, let's call it standard onboarding process. And maybe I think that the topic for the next years will be also how to optimize the digital onboarding process and also how to make this customer experience within the digital channels for business customers better. So closer to the customer experience of the retail customers, because first of all, the customers or SMEs being also retail customers used to the better functionality within their consumer banking applications. So they started to expect, of course, better functionality and faster processes for their business accounts as well. And also we should remember that the generation of the entrepreneurs are becoming younger and younger, and of course new generation that's which is entering the markets. They are digitally native, and of course they expect less human touch when dealing with banking and more convenient applications. Around 35% of the banks implemented some digital SME lending processes in the online banking, meaning that this is the percentage of the banks giving the possibility to apply for a loan via the online banking channel, directly from the level of the online banking. And also, receive the credit decision, sign loan agreements in the online banking. So this is 35% of the banks, and this is an advantage. And we can say that this is the stage of the beginning of the integration and implementations in the banks. The other features that are differentiation banks on the market are integration with let's call it ERP systems of the customers, meaning e-invoicing platform, online accounting, automation as much as possible of these functions. Also, business registration via the bank website. This is mainly available in Poland when the customer journey, let's say, or the first step is starting not from the stage when the customer registered the business already and they need the business account, but a step earlier when a customer would like to register business, and then the account is open automatically, because the first thing the customer thinks is how to register the business, and actually all the banking operations are just obligatory or kind of bureaucracy for the customers in their thoughts, in their minds. And of course, as much as it is automated, SMEs appreciate it very much. So this is this type of integrations. Usually some examples of integration of e-commerce platforms. account aggregation within the PSD2 functional, but this is actually mainly available in the mobile banking applications. I will show you in which ones. And omni-channel approach, which probably is not existing to this final extent and maybe didn't play that important role as we thought even several years ago. So this is kind of the map of the changes for the previous year, and here is what is this is about these banks offering business customer registration, the first step of cooperating or digital onboarding of the customer. So these are 4 banks in Poland and 2 banks in Czech Republic. So and this concerns registration of the sole entrepreneurs. For the companies, so registration of the limited liabilities companies, at the moment, this is not available. And this is example of the Angie Bank in Poland, who implemented the digital customer onboarding 5 years ago. So in pre-COVID times, I would say, and actually this is the process what we see average as a standard one in the region, so that the customer fills in the application from the website of the bank, sends the application, then the bank creates a user account in the online banking. So this is the first the platform where the customer is onboarded, and sends these credentials to the customer. After that, customer logs in into the online banking, sign agreements for the current account opening, of course, and confirm identity with the usage of selfie. And after that, the accounts are activated, and customer can use these accounts. Yeah, so first, traditionally, the first account that customer are opening in the local currencies, and after that, usually now in main part of the banks, this is no limitation of opening additional accounts either in local currency or in the foreign currency. Yeah, so this is for the main things what I wanted to stress for the online banking functionality. Yeah, and this year, what we are discussing with the banks and what we will be paying also the attention this year when analyzing the banks for their online banking solutions is actually this experience of in digital channels, how it can be better, and this how banks can be more competitive on the markets compared to the other digital banking solutions. Now let's get to the mobile banking applications. So the main thought from the analysis of the last year is that as I said, that the online banking stays the primarily digital channel. Mobile banking applications for business customers have on average 50% of the functionality available in the online banking. And we saw also one of the leading banks, we call them innovators, shifting their focus to the development of the mobile banking applications for their business customers. So they say in their strategies that this will be the focus and targets for the next several years. And here as well, the country coverage is the same. So 50% of the functionality. So digital customer onboarding is not purely in mobile banking channel, is not happening or is not available in the region at all. So so primarily, if this digital onboarding works, then it should be done via the online banking, and then having the access to the online banking, a customer received access to the mobile banking application. So this is not there is no mobile first approach in the region. So there is no bank in the region offering mobile first customer experience. So to have access to the mobile applications, SME customers should have first access to the online banking, and after that confirm and approve the usage of the mobile banking application. For interesting or mobile only, let's say, functions, of course, the important and good ones are scan and pay, when the customer can scan the QR code and with automatical fulfillment of the payment details, and send the payments with a 1-2 clicks. Of course, biometrics login is what gives also the advantage of the using mobile banking applications. Biometrics also as an payment authorization methods available in 90% of the banks at the moment, usually with the possibility to choose by the customer alternative methods of payment authorizations, like SMS password, for example. SMS, codes from the SMS and login plus password, but available now, in the main part of the banks. Yes, I will skip this one because Blik payments in Poland, this is payments by the codes available, very, very useful one, available for business companies in Poland now as well. NFC payments for business cards are the one I was of implementing for business customers, and also integration of the mobile POS. Wanted actually to share this one, is this account aggregation due to the PSD2 regulations, and for business customers, 8 banks in the CEE region implemented this. So we have here 3 banks. Three banks from Poland, 1 bank from Czech Republic, Bulgaria 1 bank, Slovakia 1 bank, Romania 1 bank, and Turkey 1 bank. So in the sense of how it was done also for the retail customers, and actually it's a pity, because I think for the business customer this is a very, very useful function. So this is regarding the mobile applications. Now, if we go to the SME lending, what has changed during the last year? So here we analyzed a little bit more country, 11. So additionally to the previous one, we here added Croatia and Lithuania, because they have digital SME lending processes. Here we analyzed 78 banks and non-banking financial organizations. 76, and from them 24 of them have fully or partially, let's say, digital process for the SME lending. Here we analyzed 20 parameters, and also this is about functionalities. So, and the main parameters are, of course, whether there is an online application available, meaning so the customer can apply both from the online banking or from the website of the bank for a loan. So separately for the sole entrepreneur, separately for the legal entity, for companies, the same process, whether it is available in the mobile banking channels. So after that, there are the criteria of the automatical decision making, usage of scoring, automatical disbursement, possibility to sign a loan agreement in digital channels, and of course administration of the loans afterwards, possibility of repayments, scheduled and early repayments within the digital banking channels. So 24 banks and non-banking financial organizations offer such processes in the CEE region. And the main part of them are using online banking channels for that. And as you see, 87% of online or mobile lending application for private entrepreneurs. So this is the main here targeted group for the digitalization, or the first from which the banks and other financial organizations start from. And 43 offer this journey for companies, so for legal entities. And compared to the previous year, it was +5. So by 5 lenders, this number of digital offers increased. So and we think that these are the banks that are targeting SME SME segment. Really, not only on paper, because digitalization and automation of the process is the only way to cover SMEs right now. This is the scope of the banks covered in the study, and having this digital processes. Leading country is Poland. The second one is Czech Republic. Romania is also becoming very active in the digital banking process in general, and in SME finance in particular. Turkey is digitalizing, and we have kind of one offer within countries in Slovakia, Bulgaria, Hungary, Slovenia, Croatia, and Lithuania. So this is how the market looked like as a result at the end of 2023. And what I wanted to stress and maybe to show and pay attention is that how fast, first of all, how fast customer can find the application for a loan on the website. And first, if we look at the websites of the fintechs or the financial companies that are focusing on some niche finance products, so then we see that this is the number of clicks to the online application for SME loan. This is first, so this is one, so available from the start page of the website. If this is an online banking application, so meaning for existing customers, so this is 2-3 clicks when the customer can find this application form on the website, on the online banking application, I'm sorry. And if we look at the websites of the banks, meaning that this is they are targeted this way, the new customers, then this is 3-4 clicks. So on average, a SME customer should do 3 or 4 clicks on the website to find the application form for a loan. And this is of course the question of the priority of this customer segment to a bank, because surely if the less the better, right? The less clicks the better. And the other statistic that I would like to share and stress is that within the digitalized journey, so we analyze here the functions, also the process, and the friction of the process plays a really big role. We all know probably the statistics that around 50% of the customers skip the process of onboarding if it looks for them too difficult or too long. And if we say at the number of the fields which an average SME customer should fulfill to apply for an average, this is about unsecured loan. So for the new customers, this is 28 fields. And for existing customers, this is average. And for the existing customers, this is 16. I want all of us to think about this number. As for me, it should become less and less, because more and more data is available on the markets, on the customers, because if we ask the customer about the consent, to give the consent and use transactional banking data within the open banking functionalities, right, with the regulations, then we have more data on the customer, and we should ask less for the customers. Being SME customer myself, if it is really within the existing digital processes, sometimes it is so much complicated to fulfill the online SME loan application, then sometimes you'd like just to skip, and it's easy and faster to ask some short money or some small amount of money from friends to cover some cash flow gaps, than to fulfill these 16 fields and then sign and then some extra steps, because especially when we have the examples of the banks on the markets, when they have all the ecosystem and all the data on the customer, on the business customer, meaning transactional data, because of course the customer has our customers have current accounts, and we can analyze transactional data. After that, we can use open banking functionality and analyze also transactional data from another banks. After that, if a bank, and it is becoming, for example, in Poland, very, very popular, and there's this advantage, and I actually choose a bank as an SME because I'm checking whether the bank has e-invoicing or accounting system. So having also invoice data and having also accounting data on the customer. Also, for example, in Poland, financial statements, yearly financial statements are available. So having all this data on the customers, we really should automate more and ask these SMEs less, because, to make just less friction. Because, for example, if I know that the bank has all the data on me, and still they ask me to fulfill the data they have inside the organization, it just looks too difficult, even if it is digital and you don't need to go to the branch. So the first, the first step was done by the leading banks, as I mentioned earlier, 35% of the banks perfectly, that the customers can apply digitally. But now I think the time for the next steps is to do this user experience, but also to use the data on the customer to automate as much as possible, and also to do the very personalized offers really based on the customer or business needs, having also all the data on the customers. So this is what I wanted to show within this the SME lending analysis. And the last topic, topic is digital factoring for SMEs or invoice finance. Depends on the market. This is different terminology. So for the digital factoring, this year we do this analysis within our new project, which is called Board of Open Account Digital, where we are focusing only on the digitalization of the factoring and invoice finance. And I will send you, because we did a separate webinar on that concrete topic, and I will send you also the link after we finish this webinar of the recording of that. But just to go shortly and also mention some trends here, because factoring or invoice finance is really becoming one of the most available, I would say, or accessible for SMEs products to finance their financial gaps. Because despite of the digitalization of SME lending, we do see that these criteria for the customers are becoming more and more harder. So in this way we can say that it was last year, maybe this year it will change, because we start analyzing this from this year's terms for the loans from April, actually. But last 2 years we did see, and maybe right from COVID, we did see that this risk appetite for SME loans is not becoming bigger in the banks, and despite of the digitalization of the process, which should bring more customers and allow to have this lending in a more scalable or more massive way. It doesn't sometimes it doesn't show these results, just because the criteria for the loans are becoming more difficult to overcome for SMEs themselves. The credit criteria and the credit policies are just limiting this access. And it really looks like banks don't have appetite for SME loans much. So that's why factoring or invoice finance is becoming a really necessary products. Of course, this is less risky, because this is the financing of the existing invoice. The operation was done, goods delivered, and this is the financing of the real business activity on the customer, not just some future cash flows. And because also many fintechs also started to appear in this area, and last year with the same country coverage which I mentioned below. So we see that the 27 factoring fintechs, banks or factoring companies which are part of the banking groups offer digital factoring process for SME customers. And here is the scope within the countries. Poland is a leading one. Here we have 12 organizations offering fully or partially digital invoice finance for SMEs. Next is Turkey. Then we have 3 players in Romania, 2 players in Serbia, and 1 player in Latvia, Lithuania, 2 players in Czech Republic, and one factoring company in Hungary. And here is the very much. I mean, this number increased very much from 2020. So from the time of COVID, and this is becoming a very good offer for SMEs. And here, the average product is, of course, this is mainly micro factoring or cost factoring or invoice finance, as we say. The average amount of the invoice is 200,000 euros with maximum factoring limit up to 2 million euros. So this is the product scope with this covered with this digital process. And I will skip these examples of the process for the digital factoring. I will send, as I mentioned, the link to our previous webinar on that, and just want to show you to have some thoughts maybe on how factoring should look like for SMEs. First of all, as all the products for SMEs, it should be simple, and probably we should not call it factoring for SMEs because this is difficult. This is scary. They don't understand what does exactly mean. So we should communicate it in their language, and I think that the simple, and there are some examples, for example, Finea in Poland, instant factoring in Romania. So that the message is that you can receive your money for this invoice right now. So don't wait while counterparty will pay you. Click here to get paid right now. I will share also with you our last year's webinar, which we did on the topic of the e-invoicing and how it can accelerate digital invoice finance, because we all know that e-invoicing is coming. So we have several countries in the CEE region implemented this already. For example, Hungary and Serbia. Romania is implementing this year. In Poland, we are waiting when it will happen, because it's had to be implemented this year but postponed it again. But in general, in all European Union countries, mandatory e-invoicing should be implemented during the next 2-3 years. And it means that all the business customers are obliged to issue invoices in electronic way, and also send the electronic file of the invoice to the tax authorities. And then usually there are 2 ways. Either this digital e-invoice should be sent to the tax authority before sending to the counterparty, and then it is checked automatically checked within the tax authority, and then the unique number of such invoice is put on each invoice. So it means that the possibility of fraud is minimized in this way. The possibility of fake invoice fraud is minimized this way. And after receiving this back from the tax office, the customer can send it to the counterparty, or vice versa. Customer sends it to the counterparty, and right after they send it to the tax office. But the idea is the same, that the structured invoice data will be available on the market. And because of that, there is now a good time to think about future customer journeys and how within the next 2-3 years the invoice finance could look like if we have the data, on the invoices. And on April 23rd we are organizing this digital factoring event called Work Conference in Warsaw. I invite you to join if you can. So we do it also on place and also remotely. And to that topic we will devote a separate panel, and some first cases will be shown how it could look like. For example, in Hungary, we will actually discuss this case. We will have representative from one of the Hungarian banks when they, via the APIs, are connected to the tax office, and they receive the structured electronic invoice data via the APIs, and based on the data, they can offer in real time to finance this invoice to their customers. So in this case, you don't need to have this invoicing platform within your ecosystem. This data somehow will be available on all the markets, on all European Union markets, meaning either there will be such direct access via the APIs to the tax offices, or probably there could be some data aggregators, the same as we have, for example, for the open banking data. So this data will be available, and it means that we can build these customer journeys in another way. So it will be, a possibility to offer a customer a real time at the very moment when customer issues the invoice, at the very right moment when the customers actually might need this invoice get financed, to send them the offer. Yes, and here, yes, is how it should look like in ideal world when the data will be available and available in a structured way. It means in all of the banking products, so it means the possibility that we will not ask the customer, hey, please apply here for loan, for factoring, or for another products, but we say, hey, give us consents on your data, to have access to your data, invest finance, transactional, banking data, and we send you the offer. And if after receiving the offer, customer likes it, accepts it, just click accept, and the finance or lending, either invoice finance is proceeded. So this is all that I wanted to share with you today. If you do have some questions, please type them either right now or after the webinar as well. I'm always happy to get in touch with you, to email you, and to answer your questions. Would be also happy to see you. So our next webinar, so we plan for April 16. It actually will be also about usage of the transactional and financial data to enhance SME banking. And here I just will share you the link to it. You're welcome to join. All our webinars are free of charge, and for the SME Banking Conference this year, it takes place on November 15th in Vienna. Here I'm sharing the websites as well. You're welcome to come physically or join remotely, and we will be talking very much this year about future customer journeys. So we have the existing processes, with these applications which we have, with uploading of the invoices to get finance, and then we want to think which customer journeys SMEs expects and what should change within the nearest years with the with the regulation coming in invoicing, open finance, actually with PSD3, and also how it can look like within, 5-10 years when the generation of SME entrepreneurs will change. So now, as you know, of course, we have mainly Generation X and millennials are the main part of the pool of SME customers. But in 5-10 years, I think around 50% of them will be Generation Z, which prefer only digital channels. They're stressed to talk to humans. And definitely the processes and the offers for this generation should differ from the one that exists right now. We have one question from Raquel. Do you have insights on how the SME banking in CEE compares to the one in South Europe? This is an interesting question. Actually, no, but South Europe, depends on which countries, right? So we have the analysis of Bulgaria, Balkan countries. But if we take kind of the Italy or Spain or Greece, so no, this is not our geographical scope at the moment. So we can share only CEE banking functionalities. And we invite you to become also our members, because this full studies and analysis are available for our members. For this year, it costs €3,000 and includes all these 4 studies and also tickets to our annual CEE SME Banking Conference. So thank you very much for your attention. I know that this is in the main number of countries. This Easter weekend is starting, and many people are off already. So thank you for your participation. Have nice weekend. Have happy Easter holidays, and see you next time, either online or in person. And yes, we will share the recording. Thank you very much.